Hello survivors, welcome to another Soulstone survivor video. In today's video we are starting a brand new series. It is going to be a single focus on a single minion skill. So we're going to use every single skill in the minion section of the game. There are going to be some tweaks that we make for some of the minion skills because some of them require negative effects. Like a good example will be the Putrid Hounds. They deal damage based on the number of stacks of poison that we have. So what we'll do is when we're playing him, everyone's going to be played on the Legionnaire. When we do that, we'll take a poison skill first, and then we will take the all hits can apply poison. Then we'll swap to the poison skill. After that, to the minion skill. For today though, we did take a post on YouTube community. We made a post and we asked which skill people would like to see first. We only got one response. That was from Wolfcamp. Thank you so much for responding. We are going to be using the rats. So thank you for that. The other runes are Devastating Blow, Focused Mind, and Divine Legacy. Focused Mind and Devastating Blow reduce the slots that we can have by 3 and by 2 respectively, and that means that we are only going to have a single slot, which will be for our rat, which we then use right away, and we're going to get started. Now, the one thing that we've done is we have removed the ascension from the character, so we're not going to have any catapults, so damage is purely going to be from the rats. A couple of things though, we cannot do this on max curse, and the reason is that some of the minions can't actually complete max curse. I did want to do a tier list. I might in my own time off of camera or off of video do this again on max curse and see how long it takes. But a good example is with the rats. I did try to do it on max curse, max difficulty, and we took about 6 minutes just to kill the very first set of bosses, whereas we take just under 8 minutes to complete this curse level with them as well. So just based off of that, we can see what happens. Maybe I'll do a max curse first and then record this on a lower curse, and I can always show the match in the match history and we can compare it just to give us that kind of look into what we do with the actual summons. Another thing is, as you could see there, we did get a +1 already to the unit. I don't know if we should make a poll for this, or you guys can just decide in the comment section, but I think I'll put a poll on the YouTube community tab, so make sure you do go take a look at this after you've watched the video. There will be a poll out where we are going to see whether or not we want the minions themselves to be able to gain +1 without Divine Legacy. So if we see, like we did for the rats over there, if we see the +1 to maximum number and it isn't from Divine Legacy, maybe we shouldn't use it. And the reason I'm saying that is because RNG does play a big role, and some minions, if you have more than others, they're going to be dealing a lot more damage. So it can only be fair if we use the same amount of minions in a case. But on the flip side, not all summons summon the exact same amount of units. So the rats over here summon a maximum of 15 in total from the start. The bunnies also summon a lot from the very beginning. So things like that will affect, just how much damage you can output with the actual units. So maybe it's fair for ones like the cave bear. You only get, I think, like 2 of them on a 30-second cooldown or something like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how much damage that does, even though it's a support minion. But maybe if we, add a rule where we can't add +1 to max units from the very get-go and can only use it under Divine Legacy, those summons are going to suffer a whole lot more than something like the rat that already has so many summons from the get-go. So we will do that. This is the Divine Legacy roll. We do get the +2 there. Expansive works really well, and we get the poison frequency increase over there as well, which is great. So, there will be a community tab coming out tonight. You guys, tonight for me, at the same, I'll do it about an hour after we've done the video. or a little bit later, but keep an eye out on the post. Make sure you have notifications, the bell set on, so you do get notified when I do these posts as well, and things like that. So it will be out. Go and vote whether or not we should use +1 max units without Divine Legacy being the cause. I'll word it a lot better there, you'll see. Alright, we need to use these level ups. I'm taking a lot of multicast chance. We do want a little bit of life on the units as well, and then poison damage. The life on the units is definitely something you want on max curse, just so they don't immediately die. Especially if you have a chance to poison on hit already, you do want them to auto attack and try and get as many stacks of poison as possible, because I believe that's where a lot of the damage is going to be coming from. So even though they deal a lot of poison damage on their death, we want them to do a lot of poison damage while they're alive as well. And then you can see, you know, these bosses are both dead to poison already. We don't even need the rats to keep killing them or hitting them. Just the sheer amount of poison stacks going around is enough to kill them. Movement speed is good, and then just more chance to poison. Now Legionnaire is actually very good for this. The reason we take him, there's two. There's one where we need poison on hit in the beginning, and then we're also going to need burn on hit. That's going to be for fiery blades. So Legionnaire gets both fire and poison skill typings. Makes it very, very good. We're not using Ascension, so that was disabled. We did mention it. And we are going to see, again, mention down in the comment section which minion you would like to see next. Otherwise, I've got plans for ones already. It's not that I need you guys to do it. I just like to, you know, go in a way that you guys are part of this as well. It makes it more fun. So we're going to see, and by the end of it, we're going to, like, you know, check all the times that we've done with each of these and see which one of the minions was actually faster, and then obviously do a tier list from there. The one thing about minions is, although the first cycle doesn't really give you, I mean, it gives you a good indicator to their base damage and things like that, they actually scale with higher curse as well as the overlord cycle. So if I did have to push this further than the first cycle, we might actually land up doing more damage, but we just want to see how much we can do from the very get-go without going into the overlord cycles, just because we can, and then again do a skill tier list of, you know, which summon is actually the best based on their own solo capabilities. Again, got a good idea of which ones are going to be the strongest, but we'll see. Maybe there'll be some surprising ones coming in that we've never actually thought about. Maybe the summon skeletal warriors is actually beast, or even the summon moose or summon cave bear are actually really, really high damage summons, and we just don't use them because we think they're bad. So I don't know, this is going to be a really good test to see which are going to be there. We are going to lock rotting. We've already picked one up, but that's going to help with damage, so there we go. Again, another thing. These are the kinds of things that summons without negative effects are really going to struggle with compared to other summons. But it's all in all, I think it's fair to try and deal the most amount of damage possible. So, you know, if I had to take my own poll, I would say we can grab the +1 units or +2 units without the use of the Divine Legacy. So see how far we can push it. And we just got another rotting. Alright, but even in saying that, we're still only going to be like just over 7 minutes as a time. So it's still really bad. I mean, it's a solo skill. I don't know how good it could have been. So maybe it isn't bad. Maybe I'm saying it's bad and this is actually pretty decent. It also shows us that skills like those nature increases, skill chain, the synergy skills, buffs, debuffs, all that stuff is actually really, really important when it comes to skill building, or, you know, building your actual characters up. So, you know, that stuff does actually make quite a big difference. So it's very interesting to see it happen and to see what happens when you don't have that. But there we go, they did explode on the bosses and absolutely wrecked them. we do get a 7 minutes and 7 seconds. I remember a time when it was very difficult to finish a run in under 8 minutes. So there we go, as a single skill. 40 million damage is apparently how much you need on the dot to finish in 7 minutes. Quite interesting. It will be interesting to see how much damage we do with the other ones. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.